Welcome everyone to round 8 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We're getting ready to go for race 1 of 2 for the weekend here at Red Bull Ring. My name Chris McCarthy, and as you join us, rain has just started to fall for the first time today. Wet tyres below me at commentary position are starting to go on the cars. Brollies are up above the drivers. We could have a very interesting race on our hands here today. We've already had a car off the road. There is the 27 of Edgar Pierre being retrieved from the gravel back on to the circuit. Similar circumstances to what he had, unfortunately, in these very similar conditions a week ago at Imola. Unlikely we will see him compete now in this race. So 28 it will be remaining going into this one. James Wharton will be the first to greet what look like damp conditions out around the circuit now after he took his third pole position. Alessandro Giusti, who won here last year, he took 2 podiums here last year. He's going to line up on the front row. 2 front row starts in as many rounds for the Williams Academy driver Brando Badua and Pedro Clero, who, if he stays where he is, could take the lead in the rookie championship, in a rookie championship that is swinging round all the time, and Edgar Pierre walking around being told that he will be watching this one from the sidelines. Really unfortunate for him, but we have a very interesting situation on our hand. For the first time all weekend, we've had 2 days of testing here. Let's first cover off what happened to Edgar Pierre. Well, there we go, hit a damp patch on the circuit, and unfortunately it was flicked into a spin, perhaps going through the gears, lit up the tyres, and Edgar Pierre, as easy as that, goes round into the gravel. Very unfortunate for him to see that happen. But he is going to go no further in this race. Below me, every single car I can see has wet tyres on the cars. So that is the situation we are being greeted with so far in this race. I see everyone currently on wet tyres. We'll monitor that. We had a very similar situation to this back in 2022 where we had pit stops for the first time. And that saw drivers coming into the pit lane and changing tyres. What a way to celebrate our 75th race of Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. With that, we've crowned some great champions and some great winners, and we're going to crown another one in race 75. Starting on pole for that will be James Wharton. Alessandro Giusti will start alongside him on the front row. Brando Badua and Pedro Clero, our lead rookie, will be on row 2. Roman Belinsky and Teofil Nile will be on row 3. Rafa Kamara, championship leader, on row 4 alongside Ugo Ugachukwu. Nandavud Bidambakti in the top 10 alongside Nikita Bedrin. Enzo Deligny looking to get inside the top 10. He's in the rookie fight. He's alongside Evan Gilter. Then we have Enzo Peugeot with a 4-place grid drop, one of 3 drivers to take that as a carryover from the last round. He's alongside Noah Stromstead, Ivan Dominguez and Nikhil Boren next. Matteo De Paolo and Valerio Rinicella after that. Valerio looking for first points. Ricky Liu is next. Tuka Tappinen took a 4-place grid drop. Work to do for him. He starts 20th. Edgar Pierre not on the 11th row, so that will be a solo Kanato Lee. Zach David and Nico Lacorte, who picked up the Pirelli Race Zillion reward for the amount of places he gained in the last round. Roman Andriolo gained 15 places in the last race. Let's see what he can do from 25th. He's alongside Yaroslav Veselau, Marta Garcia, Giovanni Maschio, who takes a 4-place grid drop, and Dorian Pan. So that is going to be the grid. We celebrate 75 races of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. In that, we've crowned some great champions, some great winners. One of those currently competing in Formula 1 with the Williams team, another set to go and compete for the Mercedes team next year. What future lies ahead for all of these young talents, we will see. For now, we know that we are set for possible mixed conditions in this race that lies ahead. It's going to be a 30 minutes plus 1 lap for round 8, race 1. And starting on pole position will be James Wharton. When we reached 25 races in this championship, we went to Monaco. And it was Hadrian David who took the win there. 50 races would saw us go to Mugello, where a certain Kimi Antonelli would go and take the win. And now we come to race 75. Wharton and Giusti on the front row, two of the big teams in this series in Prema Racing and ART. But alongside them, and I was speaking to Daniel Gile about this earlier, Van Amersfoort Racing, when we had similar conditions to this last time, came from outside the top 10 to get a 1-2 finish. They'll be feeling confident with that. Brando Badua looking for his first win. Pedro Clero likewise, but looking more than anything to take the lead in the rookie standings. Okay, let's keep an eye on those tyres. So far, it looks like we're just seeing everyone go onto the wet tyres for this race. That will mean the push to part. Oh, and Ugo Chukwu's off. The McLaren Junior off the circuit, coming exactly the same place where Edgar Pierre went off. He's going to have to get his position. He hasn't been passed by the whole field, so that will be crucial. This is exactly what happened to Edgar Pierre, exactly the same thing. And that will make the Frenchman feel slightly better, I imagine. That's how easy it is for that to happen. Down to turn 4. Wow. What conditions we have, what a prospect we have ahead of us here in terms of the championship. Rafa Kamara leads by 61 points in the championship. He is putting himself well in a position to wrap this one up with a round to spare. He could, if things go his way, even get himself in some form of position to wrap this one up this weekend, the way it's going. That looks unlikely with James Wharton on pole position and Brando Badua ahead of him as well, but that's the way he is going. Let's just say it's looking like he could wrap this one up before we go to Monza for our final round, if he keeps this going. But with these conditions, anything could happen. He's ahead of Tuukka Tappinen by 61 points. Badua and Giusti, the only ones after that within 100 points. James Wharton, the only one mathematically who could challenge him after that. Rain certainly looks like it's getting heavier in the final sections of the circuit. In terms of the rookie standings, it's Noah Stromsted who leads by 7 points ahead of Ivan Dominguez. Rookie points made up of overall points, so it's not a separate rookie score. It's just their overall points, but I'll read it to you as if it was. Noah Stromsted is 7 points ahead of Ivan Dominguez. Clero is 12 behind. Gilter 13 behind. Deligny is then 23 behind. So it's Clero, the only one in the top 10 who has a really good chance here to go and take the lead in the rookie standings. Why are we so focused on championship? Well, it's round 8 of 10, and this is where all the drivers now start to focus their attention on that championship fight. And focusing their attention on how they're going to tackle that first corner and getting through the first few corners safely. We've already seen a driver off into the gravel up towards turn 3 on the formation lap and on the reconnaissance lap. This is going to be a battle of survival in race 75 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. More history set to be made. Another fight about to happen. Here we go. To the left of screen, Sandro Giusti. To the right, your pole sitter, James Wharton. And we are go here at Red Bull Ring for the first time. A slow start from Brando Badua there. A very good start from James Wharton as he makes his way up towards the first corner in the Santilok car, the blue and white colours. That's Niall who's gone through to third place. A couple of drivers running wide up there in the background, one of the G4 cars, but it's been a good launch from Sandro Giusti out of the first corner, and he's side by side with Wharton heading up towards turn 3 into the braking zone. It's Wharton to the inside, Giusti to the outside. Giusti trying to go all the way round the outside. Teofil Niall now gets up to second place, albeit briefly. Roman Belinsky in fourth place, and it's Clero, Ugachukwu, Bedrin, Badua, Gilter and Deligny. The rain is getting heavier out there. It's going to be dealing with changing conditions every single lap as they hit the brakes down towards turn 4. Oh, and Teofil Niall running wide. He wasn't the only one. It was Clero running wide as well in the orange and black Van Amersfoort colours. So Belinsky now into the podium places there in third. through turn 6 now for the first time. We've got drivers making plenty of positions in the background. One of the Van Amersfoort cars trying to recover is Claro. Oh, and Claro's off into the gravel as I say that. Pedro Claro is off, a disaster for the Van Amersfoort driver. Was the lead rookie, had a chance to take the lead in the rookie standings, but there he appears to the left of screen. What a disaster for the Brazilian driver, Pedro Claro. They're off into the gravel. Safety car is out. Now I wonder who that is for, because Claro rejoined. Do we have a problem for someone else? Yes, we do. Zach David and Ricky Liu possibly have come together, and they are both out of this race. Well, James Wharton, Alessandro Giusti, Roman Bielinski, your top three, safety car deployed. Let's try and make sense of what's happened. That was the moment Claro went off. He seemed to get a wobble on. I don't know if he took a touch as well, but it was very, very close together in that part of the second. Let's have a look at this again. He was side by side with, I think, Nanda Woodbin and Bhakti there, and found himself off onto the outside of the circuit. That's a shame for him. We didn't quite work out what happened to Zach David and Ricky Liu. Unfortunately for them, they're off. Zach David, this has been a really disappointing weekend for him. That incident, so we know now it is an incident between the two, rather than two drivers spinning at the same place. It will be investigated after the race. It happened at this corner here. Perhaps something that happened out of our visibility. They were both starting down the field. Zach David would have been in a rush to make positions, not insinuating he was the one that caused that, but I know he certainly would have been at wanting to get forward. Ricky Liu likewise. Sadly, their race is coming to an early end. James Wharton held on to his lead. Alessandro Giusti, despite the fact that he was giving him all sorts of pressure, Sandro was right there behind him. Roman Bielinski in third place. What a road to recovery. We've said it a few times for him. Currently running in the podium places there in third place on his recovery from two broken vertebrae. Teofil Nile. This has been a fabulous performance from the young rookie. Now he is the rookie leader in this race. Got his best qualifying earlier. He had 2 top 10 finishes at Imola. He's really starting to find his form, Teofil Nile. Many backed him. He came in as one of the 6 champions. The big bit of turf underneath Claro there, carrying a huge bit of grass there. He took an excursion off the circuit earlier. But Teofil Nile is really starting to come into form in this championship. Evan Gilter, one of the big beneficiaries. I say Nile, the lead rookie, he's not. That's Evan Gilter, apologies, who's the lead rookie. And he has flown through the field, Evan Gilter, from 12th to 5th. Been an absolutely superb start from the young Frenchman. And it could have been Pedro Claro walking away the rookie leader from this race. Evan Gilter has now just put himself in a position to do just that. What a superb performance so far from Evan Gilter. Brando Badua 6th. He had a slow start, but he's slowly recovering that. This safety car will help as the rain pours down here at Spielberg. Nikita Bedrin 7th place. Always a good mover. Nikita. Ugo Ugachukwu in P8 for him so far, where he started. Noah Stromstead currently taking crucial points. He's gained 5 places. Enzo Peugeot has recovered his grid drop, essentially, in 10th. Nanda Woodbin and Bhakti just outside what would be his first points in 11th. Enzo Deligny is next. Then it is Ivan Dominguez, Valerio Rinicella, Bora, Kanato Lee, has come from 22nd to 16th. Rafael Camara has dropped down to 17th place. He is right near to Katapon and is 20th. So poor start for Rafa Camara, the championship leader. It's opening the door for the likes of Wharton and Giusti to close in. Let's see if they can now capitalize. Badua likewise. This is a very, very wide open race with the conditions as they are, and James Wharton is going to resume that now as he gets going as we head up towards the final 2 corners. James Wharton into the final 2 corners. We resume this first race of round 8 in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine here at the Red Bull Ring. Tipping the car in is James Wharton as he heads across the start-finish line. In 5th place, Evan Gilter in his red and black liveried ART car all over the back of Teofil now, and he's going to go wide. Evan Gilter got on the curb there on the outside and bailed from the corner early to avoid an incident. Evan Gilter running wide straight away there, and now look at him side by side. Teofil Nile forcing him to go right to the outside, and they're going to be side by side heading up towards turn 3. Through turn 3, they will head now and down towards turn 4. James Wharton leading Alessandro Giusti, Roman Belinsky, Evan Gilter and Teofil Nile. And with some technical problems, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call it off a timing screen and go completely old school for you guys. I will do the best I can whilst we get these fixed. But just looking at some drivers who have made some places, Maschio looking to try and come up the order. Oh, there we go, we got a car off. That is car 44 who looks to have gone off, unfortunately. Oh, we've got 3 cars off, but Teofil Nile is one of them. That is Yaroslav Veselau, who has also gone off as well. Real shame for him. Off into the gravel, we resume, and that looks like James Wharton still in the lead. Safety car is back out. Safety car is back out. Let's find out what happened. So Teofil Nile ran wide then and went off into the gravel. Just looked like a mistake in the end there. That's Dorian Pan in the 19 and Yaroslav Veselau. Let's see if they've, not too sure if that's a coming together between the two. Teofil Nile running wide there. Bit of a shame for him. Was having a really good race up until that point. Someone's lost a front wing. That looks like Maschio's lost his front wing, so he'll be in the pit lane. There he is. And then we've had a coming together between two of the, one of the Iron Dames cars in the background. So apologies for that just before the safety car came out, but we are back up here. So Wharton, Giusti, Belinsky, Evan Gilter now up to 4th. Started 12th in this race, now in P4. Brando Badua in 5th place. Nikita Bedrin in P6. Noah Stromsted doing very well in 7th place. And then it is Enzo Peugeot in 8th. Ugo Ugachukwu 9th. And Enzo Deligny P10. Nikhil Bora having a good race himself in 11th. Ivan Dominguez is 12th. Nandavud Binambakti 13th. Valerio Rinicella 14th. Rafael Camara slowly starting to recover. Not much progress being made so far from Tuukka Taponen. Pedro Clero will be trying to recover after his earlier off-track excursion. He currently sits down in 22nd place. Just under 20 minutes to go. There we see unfamiliar pictures of Camara, down the order, down in 15th place. We saw a great recovery from him last time, but really struggling in this race. Taponen likewise, and this is all good news for the likes of Wharton, Giusti, and Badua as well. Chances for them to take big points out of Kamara championship-wise for him. Just a few points to add will do now. Who has a good chance to seal this championship early with a round to spare. Similar to what Andrea Kimi Antonelli did last year. But so far, this is going very well for the likes of Wharton and Giusti. A real shame for Teofil Nile. He's rejoined this race in 18th place. We approach half race distance. There we can see the number 28 card of Dori Pan. She is up to 19th place from 29th on the grid. Nico Lacorte is in for forming a pit stop, and they are going for a tyre change. So slick tyres are going on the car of Nico Lacorte. They were practicing pit stops back at Imola, and they are going for slick tyres. So Nico Lacorte is rolling the dice here. He's just left pit lane, I can see in the distance now. Slap, but Nico Lacorte is going for slick tyres. This will be very interesting to see if he can make this work. I don't know if we saw Giovanni Maschio, for example, throw on the slicks as well. Anyone that had front wing damage, if we've seen them do the same, it'll be interesting to get a shot of those at the back. If any of those cars with front wing damage came in and threw on slick tyres. Nico Lacorte is currently up at turn 3. I can see in the distance. I don't think he'll have time to catch. But if there's another safety car, for example, or if the pace is that much different, we just never know. We'll certainly monitor his lap times. Nico Lacorte, we'll see what he can do in the distance on those slick tyres. For the rest, they will make their way round the final 2 corners and on to the start-finish straight to resume this race with 16.5 minutes to go. Across the start-finish line, James Wharton heads now to get this race back underway. 16 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Alessandro Giusti next along in the line. Roman Belinsky is third. Then it's Evan Gilter, Brando Badua, Nikita Bedrin sixth, Noah Stromstead seventh, Enzo Peugeot eighth, Hugo Gachikwu ninth, and Enzo Deligny 10th. Just looking out the window now, I can see it very close for third place, and there we pick it up. It looks to be one of the Van Amersfoorts trying to make some progress there. One of the RPM cars trying to get forward as well. That's Noah Stromstead and Nikita Bedrin side by side, and that'll be a place gained for the RPM driver. Noah Stromstead driving very well as the rookie championship leader in this race. Here he comes again in the green and orange colours. He's going to be to the left of screen now trying to go round the outside of Brando Badua. Noah Stromstead doing fantastic stuff here. There he goes. So he's completed the move on Bedrin. Now it's trying to get past Badua. We'll keep an eye on Nico Lacorte as well. He's hanging 23 seconds off the back of these guys, but we will certainly monitor his lap times to see what he can do. Wharton, Giusti, Evan Gilter now into P3. Roman Belinsky is down to 4th place. Brando Badua in 5th, and then it's Noah Stromstead who's up 8 places in this race. There they go across the start-finish line one more time. Enzo Peugeot side by side now with Bedrin, the driver who had to take a grid drop, recovering so well and driving one of his best races so far this season now. Stromstead once again there in the green and orange colours. Here he goes, looking to the outside. Now is Stromstead side-by-side action with the Van Amersfoort car of Brando Badua, and Stromstead's going to be brave round the outside, finds the grip, finds the traction, and now it will be a traction race down towards turn 4. Picking up the toe is Badua of Belinsky. This is your battle for 4th place as Evan Gilter is set off after the top 2. Here goes Badua looking to the outside of Belinsky, who's on the defensive to try and stay in 4th all of a sudden. Here they come into our view once more. Evan Gilter has become the driver to watch in this race. He's one of the fastest cars on the circuit. The fastest car is Enzo Deligny, the Red Bull Junior. There he is, he's the last of this queue. Enzo Deligny is absolutely flying. He could be the man to watch. I am going to keep an eye on the times of Nicola Corte and see what he can do. He might need a safety car to help his chances in this race. Down to the last corner. That was Enzo Peugeot making another move. It looked like Enzo Peugeot on Nikita Bedrin. More places being gained, and Enzo Peugeot is now into P7. Here comes Stromstedt, still trying to get past Badua. Side by side they were. He was ahead at the line, but not ahead at turn 1 at Niki Lauda curve. That green and orange livery of RPM. Right behind, and it's Enzo Peugeot who's going to make it 3 wide down towards turn 3. Here comes the 74. The Santalok driver, Frenchman, now goes round the outside of Badua and finds himself on the inside on the exit. What a move from Enzo Peugeot there. 2 for the price of 1. And Enzo Peugeot has just gone through into 5th place. So 2 changes happening there. Stromstedt gets himself into P6, but Enzo Peugeot gets himself into P5. Enzo Peugeot absolutely flying in this race. Here he comes into our picture now. And Enzo Peugeot hugely enjoying these conditions. He's now going to set off after Roman Belinsky. Evan Gilter, meanwhile, has just set the fastest lap of the race. He's 0.3 of a second quicker than leader James Wharton. He's 0.8 behind Giusti. He is lining up moves for the lead. The top 3 are split by 1.3 seconds. Enzo Peugeot right behind Roman Belinsky. I think we could see a change between these 3. Rafael Camara still in 16th. Tuukka Taponen still in 23rd. In terms of our rookie championship lead, this should be enough for Noah Stromstedt, but it's the progress that's being made from Evan Gilter that'll make Noah Stromstedt and the RPM team very nervous. Side by side in the background, that is Ivan Dominguez and Matteo De Paolo. Side by side. Up ahead, Enzo Deligny, the Red Bull Junior, going side by side with the MP Motorsport car of Valerio Rinicello, who takes a little bit of curb, as Alessandro Giusti now sits a purple first sector. Nicola Corte doing 141s, leaders doing 135s, 134s, so he's 6 seconds off the pace. Worth a gamble, but not quite paying off so far. We are not at that point for slick tyres just yet. And here we pick up our top 3. 1.3 seconds between them. Wharton, Giusti and Gilter now covered by 1.5 seconds. James Wharton is soaking up this pressure very, very well into the final 2 corners now. And Alessandro Giusti knows he may need to move forward to stop the pressure of Evan Gilter here. I remind you, he started 12th on the grid, the rookie driver, and currently he is on to get an overall podium. This would be a rookie win, but he can see a possible win here. Evan Gilter, he's been on the podium once this season. That's when he took victory back at Hockenheim at the very first round. He's had some struggles since then. Can he make a return to the podium and possibly the top step? Oh, Nikita Bedrin did well to catch that coming through the first corner. Gilter, fastest first sector. Getting quicker all the time is Nicola Corte, but it won't be quick enough to challenge the drivers ahead. Wharton, Giusti, Gilter, Belinsky, Peugeot, Stromstead, Badua, Rinicella, Bedrin, Ugachukwu. Those are your top 10. For now, it could change at any moment because Ugo Ugachukwu has the last point in his hand, but has a whole queue of drivers who can snatch that of him in Matteo De Paolo, Deligny, Niall, and Kamara, who is now slowly recovering. Tuukka Taponen still in 21st, just not had the speed so far today. But we will go again with another qualifying session and another race tomorrow. A chance for a full reset in possibly very different conditions, with more rain expected and possible heavy rain. Nikhil Bora is in the pit lane. He's just come into the pits. Perhaps he is going to do a change. Oh, as down the inside goes Valerio Rinicella. Valerio Rinicella, this would be his first points if he could hold on to this. This has been a great drive from Valerio, up from 18th place to 8th. Can he go and score points in the championship? It would be a first point scoring race for Valerio, and what a way to do it, gaining 10 places. Here are the leaders once more. Wharton seems to have stabilised the gap on Giusti. Gilter still there third. Giusti seems to have stabilised the gap to him. Everyone just seems to have settled into a rhythm in terms of those top three. Belinsky fourth has kept Peugeot at half a second behind him. Stromstead, sixth place, has Badua 0.3 behind him. Rinicella, eighth place. Bedrin is ninth. And then it is Ugachukwu in 10th. Here is Stromstead in P6. This is Clero, and it's just not been a good day at the office for him. A good qualifying session, and he'll have to take the positives from that and go again tomorrow. He knows he has the pace to fight around this circuit. Rookie drivers, all drivers at this level, learning all the time with every race and every lap. And here we are side by side once again. Valerio Rinicella wants more places. He's passed Badua, that we didn't catch, but we might catch this place for Valerio Rinicella. Flying down the inside now of Noah Stromstead, and that'll be P6 for the Italian. What a performance this has been from the MP Motorsport driver. Can he go and get even more places here? He's got this one absolutely hooked up today. Just looking at his lap times now to see if he can go and catch those ahead. He's matching the lap times of the drivers ahead, despite the fact he's overtaking people. He's got Enzo Peugeot ahead, Roman Belinsky as well. Now up to P6 from 18th on the grid. It's most certainly been his best performance, and I tell you what, this is the closest Evan Gilter has been. There you can see the progress being made. Rinicella looks to have been the one that's gained the most places of anyone, as Nicola Corte goes purple on those slick tyres now. Here we go, two ARTs fighting together. Giusti versus Gilter. Belinsky, P4. Then it is Peugeot who's dropped back by around a second. Rinicella's just done a personal best lap in P6. It's that battle for second that's very, very close. More drivers coming in to the pits. Nanda Vudbinambakti looks to be one of them. As side by side, this is Nikita Bedrin versus Ugo Ugachukwu, but this is the main fight on track now. It is the battle for P2, problems possibly for Binnen Bakhti, who's in pit lane. A shame for him after a very good qualifying, as we see the battle for second. Giusti versus Gilter. Gilter looked to have sold the dummy almost there, just showing himself in the mirrors of Giusti. Into the final corner now and onto the start-finish straight. This will give Wharton some breathing space, but Evan Gilter wants that second place from him. They head up to Niki Lauda curve now, 3.5 minutes to go. Can Gilter do it? He's going to go all the way around the outside. Evan Gilter takes second place away from Sandro Giusti. What a move. That's one of the moves of the season from the young Frenchman there. Gilter all the way around the outside of Giusti. Knew he was going to cover off their switchbacks, so went for the outside move and got himself into second. That's someone driving with confidence in this race and driving with confidence in these conditions. One down, one to go for the race lead. Now he will set off for James Wharton if he can, but Wharton himself driving with so much confidence. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Gilter has come from 12th on the grid. In the 75th race of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, we have been treated with one of the best we have seen in this championship and one of the best moves we have seen in this championship. How about that? Clean as anything between the two teammates as well. Good racing room. Good respect between the two ARTs. I think they would have been looking the other way from the pit wall when they saw those two go side by side. But Evan Gilter, don't count this battle for the lead out. The gap was 1.9. It's now 1.6. It's come down. And it's a personal best from Gilter. And Wharton is looking in his mirrors. He knows. He's starting to try and break the toe. He's starting to look for the damp patches. He knows the threat is there. He's done a personal best lap himself, so believe me, he's pushing. Out of turn 3, another 3/10 taken out of Wharton's lead. We're into the final 90 seconds. There's the look. Great shots from the team in the gallery, that one. Thank you very much. A look in the mirror from James Wharton. What must be going through his mind now, how difficult it is when you're the one being chased down to keep your composure. Gilter, nothing to lose for him. Second place is there. The rookie win is there for Wharton. It's all to lose. He knows he's starting from pole position and lost it before. He said that to me in his interview earlier. Can he hold on to it this time? 2 to go. Giusti, his tyres seem to have gone on him now. It's been a race of holding on to those tyres. Gilter within 1 second. 1:34.5. That time for James Wharton, 1:33.7 for Evan Gilter. Here we go. Is he close enough now to go and make a move? Is he going to go for the outside this time? It's going to be a battle on the brakes, surely, down to turn 3. Evan Gilter is there. Wharton, is he close enough to defend? No, sensibly doesn't do it. But I tell you what, it's going to be a last lap shootout. You can see completely different approaches down to turn 3 being taken there from both drivers, and Gilter is getting closer in the slipstream, looks to the inside, goes for the outside. Wharton very brave not to go overly cautious there. He is doing everything he can to hold on to this. He's learned from his season so far. He's driving very good in the lead, but Gilter is going to throw everything he has at this. What a head-to-head battle we have going on between these two. Wharton versus Gilter. Who's your money on? The bell will ring when they come across the line next time, and the gloves will be off between these two. This is going to be an absolute cracker. It's got to be a good exit for James Wharton. And it is. Evan Gilter, they're going to be now thinking about the exit from Niki Lauda curve. That could decide the race win. This is it. Up to the brakes. Got to get their braking points right now. Through Niki Lauda curve, and it's an even exit from the pair. In the tow, though, Evan Gilter will have this all the way down to turn 3. But James Wharton has absolutely nailed that. Will the opportunity still present itself? Evan Gilter looks to the outside, and there we go. He's lost it under braking. James Wharton forcing him to take a risk. Evan Gilter took it, and that surely hands the win now to James Wharton. Let's have a look at it again straight away. Went for the outside, went for the big exit out of 3, knew that probably was going to be his last point of overtaking on the run to turn 4. But this man here, James Wharton, nailed that last corner and nailed the first corner as well, and handed it to Evan Gilter to take the race lead from him. He's been a driver that has learned from his season so far, that's driven with superb composure in the most difficult of conditions. And James Wharton, in race 75 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, is going to stand on the top step of the podium for the second time this season. Here he comes round the final corner, and it'll be James Wharton who takes the race win here at the Red Bull Ring. What a superb performance in one of the best races this championship has ever seen. Evan Gilter will be our rookie winner in second place. 2 winners in the front 2 spaces, and hugely deserved for the pair of them. Gilter coming from the 6th row to finish second, and Sandro Giusti taking great points in third. Roman Belinsky, the road to his recovery continuing, the story continuing as well. P4 in the end. Nikita Bedrin off the road. That was when Rafael Camara was trying to get back to the points. But Enzo Peugeot, 5th place for him in the end. What a result for Enzo Peugeot. Absolutely superb stuff from the Frenchman there, finishing in 5th. That's his best result of the season. Valerio Rinicella takes his first points of the season from 18th. You can see what it meant to Wharton. Brando Badua 7th will be slightly disappointed with that after a difficult start. Ugo Ugochukwu, more points on the board for the McLaren Junior. Stromstead, crucial points in his rookie title hopes, but the big ones went to Evan Gilter there, and he should walk away from this the new rookie points leader. Matteo De Paolo 10th. We went through the top 10. There they are for you on your screen. James Wharton, a second win for him this season, and Evan Gilter, another rookie win for him this season. What a result for him. We've seen him on the top step of the rookies so far this season, Evan Gilter, and there he goes to take another rookie win. That's his 3rd of the season. And that should elevate him to the top of the standings, with Noah Stromstead falling to 9th in the latter stages of the race. Matteo De Paolo back in the points again. Rafael Camara did not score points in 11th, nor did Tuka Tappinen, but I tell you what, he had some climb up the standings in the later stages. Teofil Niall 13th, Giovanni Maschio 14th. Well done to Giovanni, who came in to change a front wing and finished 14th. Nikita Bedrin 15th, Deligny, Lee, Pan, Dominguez, Cledo, Andriola, Lacorte, Garcia, Bora, Biron-Bakti. But the big celebrations up front go to James Wharton. Gets out his car, hanging on to a pole position, controlling the race, winning the race. That'll mean a lot to him. He will be hugely, hugely happy with that. And one of the most difficult races the drivers have been treated with there. And he did everything right in that race, did not put a single foot wrong, and deservedly walks away the race winner. Evan Gilter threw everything he had at that on the last lap, gave us A great show, both the top two doing that. Likewise, Alessandro Giusti. Well, somehow they've wrapped this into a highlights reel. I look forward to seeing how they've managed it. Let's watch it back. It was a poor start from Bedua, who just got away slowly there. Niall, unfortunately, we wouldn't see lots of him towards the front in the latter stages, but he was on the move and up into the top two early on. Claro there getting a swapper on. I'm not too sure if we saw any contact, but a swapper on certainly coming down into turn 7. That saw him off into the gravel. Kamara in the 5, down the order, the championship leader. Teofil Niall, sadly, his great race taking an excursion off into the gravel, which saw him out of the points and his podium hopes coming to a finish. Likewise, then we saw Maschio lose his front wing there, and the Iron Dames car off the road as well. This is one of the moves of the season, possibly. Let us know your thoughts. Evan Gilter around the outside of Sandro Giusti. He then set off, closed the gap down to Wharton on the last lap, had to go for something down at turn 3, went for it, didn't quite execute the move, but that's because this man, James Wharton, did not put a foot wrong in the race, and deservedly, he walks away our race winner for the second time this season. Wow, there we go. What a race, what a race. And that's just our first one of the weekend. We do it all again tomorrow at 3:05 local time at the Red Bull Ring. We've crowned lots of winners in Freca in our 75 races. 20 so far, 46 podium finishes as well. 23 different drivers starting on pole. The record for wins being held now. Rafa Kamara and Paul Aron both on 8 wins each. Likewise, Gregoire Saucy. Paul not doing too badly, is he, in his Formula 2 campaign? Gregoire Saucy going wheel to wheel with Valentino Rossi recently at Cota in the World Endurance Championship. And this will be a second win to keep that at 20 different winners, with James Wharton picking up a second win. Evan Gilter also a winner, and Alessandro Giusti 5 times a winner as well. It's great to reach this point in the championship, a great celebration for the series as well. Lots of podium finishes. Adrian David, 16 for him in total. Kaz Havercourt, 33 top 10 finishes he picked up, and he had a great season in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. Did Kaz. Some great champions and rookie champions as well, all doing great things in Formula 1 or on the road to Formula 1, and that's where our drivers are now. And here they come to get onto the podium. Alessandro Giusti, Williams back driver, 3rd place to him. Another French F4 champion in Evan Gilter coming out. A rookie win, elevating himself to the top of those standings. That should be. And a second win for James Wharton, Prema Racing driver. That's good points for him, but more than anything, a good trophy on the cabinet. He wanted his team member with him. He's a great character around the paddock, James Wharton. He stepped into the FIA Formula 3 paddock this season as well, along with a couple of other drivers. Tuka Tappanen did the same. Likewise, Norris Stromstead. James doing it at Silverstone, and drove fabulously all weekend for the high-tech team. Sandro on the podium. Evan Gilter on the podium as well. That's the second podium for Evan Gilter this season. And James Wharton, another podium for him. That's now 6 for the season. And Prema Racing, great season for them. They lead the team's championship. They're over 100 points clear, and that should help extend that. And this rookie title fight swings all the time. Leo Fornaroli just won that title fight a couple of years ago, and Evan Gilter now looks to be leading it. Australia's James Wharton taking the win. We'll be back at 8:30 for qualifying local time tomorrow. We'll see you then.